Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Ha Rekakwadash Ma'amath. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone and the elders. Double honors to my elder as well, Aharawan, Banyasha Allah of the Lions Den Camp. And salutations to the fellow Akim, our wife and your children that believe in truth and in sincerity. It's your brother Athan back to another lesson in Yahweh Tazah is edifying. I want to bring out the book of Romans chapter 9 and verse 13. As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. All right, so the Lord hates Esau. And we know Esau to be the progenitor of the so-called Caucasian race, the nation of Edom. Edom meaning red. All right, they're the Edomites according to the Bible, and that's what the Lord called them. Detest, to be hated, detested, to love less. Going to the etymology. Regard with extreme ill will. All right, so the Lord have ill will towards the nation of Edom. Have a passionate aversion to. Treat as an enemy, right? So that's the enemy unto the Lord. And ultimately, what's an enemy unto the Lord is an enemy unto the nation of Israel, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and those of the speckled bird who may look like the other nations, but bear the same spirit as such, all right, by way of their father. Sorrow, hatred. All right, so ultimately the Lord is displeased with them. He has ill will towards a specific people, a nation of people. And it says what? As it is written. Because what is written in the Old Testament as well, in the book of Malachi, chapter 1. We're continuing on, is verse 14. What shall we say then? Is there unrighteousness with Yahweh? Yahweh forbid, right? There's no unrighteousness with Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. For he saith to Moses, I will have mercy on who I will have mercy, and I will have compassion on whom I will have compassion. So then it is not of him that willeth, nor of him that runneth, but of Yahweh that showeth mercy, right? So it's Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai that showeth the mercy, that showeth the grace. All right. And he ultimately chose the nation of Israel to be his peculiar people unto himself, to be set apart from the other nations. All right. And particularly the nation of Esau, Edom. But as you can see here today, you have the nation of Edom running rapid. According to Job 9 and 24, the earth was given into the hand of the wicked. All right. So you would think that they're being blessed, but they're not. All right. The Lord is giving them God's speed, so to speak. All right. He chastened who he loves. Is Romans 9 and verse 16. So then it is not of him that willeth, nor of him that runneth, but of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai that showeth mercy. For the scripture saith unto Pharaoh, even for the same purpose have I raised thee up, that I might show my power in thee, and that my name might be declared throughout all the earth, right? And that's the same thing he's doing with Esau today, all right? America, all right, as he uses America as a beacon to take the fatness from the earth, all right, as he used America as a hammer to extort, all right, persecute, hammer the earth, rape, rob, and murder, and fill the earth with his demonocracy. So the modern day Pharaoh today would be like the president of America, all right, and they're just the spokesperson for Esau, Edom, all right, the machine. The banking elites, the Chaldeans, all right, the upper hierarchy of the so-called Caucasian race, all right. But ultimately, the Lord judged nations, and if you're of that nation, all right, you're gonna be judged accordingly, because you reap the benefits according to what Isaiah chapter 14 and 21. Prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities, right? And that's the world to come, all right? The cosmos, not this world as in the oikumene sense, where you have a bundle and full of doctrines and different ways of life, all right? Where the world to come, the cosmos, is going to be a particular arraignment, all right? It's going to start with the first fruits, the hopefully elect, the 144,000 men and the 1/3 men, women, and children of the nation of Israel, of the 12 tribes. And it's going to be what? One way, all right? One order upon the earth through Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, all right? King David, the nation of Israel. So it says, what? Prepare slaughter for your children. You know, they reap benefits off of this system, this society that's built off bloodshed, that's built off of this, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. So just going back to the book of Romans, chapter 9. In verse 18, therefore have he mercy on whom he will have mercy, and whom he hearteneth. All right. And the nation of Israel, we drunk of that cup. All right. Whose cup it wasn't for us to drink. All right. But we have assuredly drunken. All right. So now that cup is going to be poured unto the heathen continually. All right. Without measure. Verse 19, thou wilt say then unto me, why do he yet find fault? For who has resisted his will? Nay, but, O man, who art thou that repliest against Yahweh? Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, that the thing formed say to him that formed it, why hast thou made me thus? Has not the potter power over the clay of the same lump to make one vessel unto honor and another unto dishonor? Right, so it's just Esau is the villain in the Lord's movie, and he set him up to be just as so, all right, to be a villain, to persecute his people, to be his sword, all right, his whipping stick upon the nation of Israel, all right. But he has an end, all right. We have an everlasting to follow into. But from Romans 9, I want to go into the book of Malachi, chapter 1, and start at verse 1. The burden of the word of the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, to Israel by Malachi. I have loved you, saith the Lord. Right, so the Lord loved Israel. Yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? You know, and that's what Israel say. Wherein thou hast loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother, saith the Lord? Yet I loved Jacob, and I hated Esau, and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. Right, and that's what our people fail, 2/3 of our people fail to see. All right, but those who listening and learning, and those of the hopeful elect, you know, we know that at the latter end, it's going to yield, it's going to profit the nation of Israel at the end of the day, and how the Lord set things up. All right, because what? The Lord hated Esau and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragon of the wilderness. All right, and Esau, what is wasted away is he. All right, ultimately. So the Lord set Esau up to be what? The villain in this movie. And at the latter end, we get the promises, the kingdom, again, the everlasting. Verse 4, whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord have indignation forever. Right? You know, and that's what Esau, Edom say. They are going to build, all right, through the times of Herod, around the times of our Lord, to where they're always been adversaries. They always been an enemy to the nation of Israel. Esau ultimately coming back as that cursed twin from Cain doing to Abel. When you go into the book of Genesis chapter 25 and 25, it speaks on how Esau came out, and the first came out red all over like a hairy garment, and called his name Esau. But I'm gonna read up on how they were born in Rebekah's womb. All right. And this is Genesis 25 and 22. And the children struggled together within her. And she said, if it be so, why am I thus? All right. And this is her entreating to the Lord and asking the Lord. All right. As she was once barren and not being able to have and bear children, but Isaac entreated unto the Lord. And she begot twins. And this is Genesis 25 and 22 from the top again. And the children struggled together within her. And she said, if it be so, why am I thus? And she went to inquire of the Lord. And the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. And the one people shall be stronger than the other, and the elder shall serve the young. Right? So that's how the Lord has set it up for when her twins come out, that the elder was going to serve the young, and that she was having complications because it's 2 nations that's in her womb that are going to be separated from her bowels. All right. Verse 24, and when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb, and the first came out red all over like an hairy garment, and they called his name Esau. And after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold on Esau's heel, and his name was called Jacob. And Isaac was threescore years old when she bare him. All right, so he was 60. 3 times 20. All right, and Esau. All right, and Isaac. All right, Isaac, his brother. All right, Salakia, Jacob, his twin brother, came out holding on to Esau's heel, and we find out in 2nd Ezra the meaning of that spiritually. All right, of us stepping into that everlasting. I believe it's. And this is 2nd Ezra chapter 6 and verse 8. And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. For Esau is the end of the world, right? The oikomene, the actual earth, where is a bundle of doctrines and people think that they can do as they will and do as they want. But that's not so. And Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth, right? And Jacob's the beginning of it that followeth, man. All right, the cosmos, the new heaven and the new earth, which dwelleth righteousness. All right. So, hey, Esau coming back, all right, from Cain doing, all right, as Cain was made a vagabond and a fugitive of the earth, all right. Esau coming back cursed, red and hairy, red all over like a hairy garment. All right. Just from there, I want to go to the book of Genesis 4 and 11. Well, I'll start from the top. And this is Genesis 4 and 1. And Adam knew Eve, his wife, and she conceived and bare Cain, and said, I have gotten a man from the Lord. And she again bare his brother Abel. And Abel was a keeper of sheep, but Cain was a tiller of the ground. And in process of time, it came to pass that Cain brought of the fruit of the ground an offering unto the Lord. And Abel, he also brought of the firstlings of his flock and of the fat thereof. And the Lord had respect unto Abel and to his offering, but unto Cain and to his offering he had not respect. And Cain was very wroth, and his countenance fell. Right, just as Esau, when Isaac when Isaac was going blind and gave his brother Jacob the birthright. All right, Esau was wroth. Esau was mad. Went on to say the days of his fathers. He was gonna just be a demon, so to speak. Verse 7, if thou doest well, shalt thou not be accepted? And if thou doest not well, sin lieth at the door. And unto thee shall be his desire, and thou shalt rule over him. And Cain talked with Abel his brother, and it came to pass when they were in the field that Cain rose up against Abel his brother and slew him. And the Lord said unto Cain, where is Abel thy brother? And he said, I know not, I am my brother's keeper. And he said, what hast thou done? The voice of thy brother's blood crieth unto me from the ground. Right? You know, he lied to the Lord. All right, he slayed his brother. And Abel was crying in the Shemaims on what he did. And now art thou cursed from the earth, right? And the Lord cursed him from the earth, which hath opened her mouth to receive thy brother's blood from thy hand. When thou tillest the ground, it shall not henceforth yield unto thee her strength. A fugitive and a vagabond shall thou be in the earth, right? So he was a fugitive and a vagabond in the earth. And Cain said unto the Lord, my punishment is greater than I can bear. You know, even so, that Cain, through the Spirit, comes back as Esau through the reincarnation, man. Where the Lord still got his number. All right, but hey, that's why the Lord say things like, though art thou also caught and found. That's in Jeremiah. You know, and it's speaking on Babylon, ultimately. All right. And this is Jeremiah 50:24. I have laid a snare for thee, and thou art also taken, O Babylon, and thou was not aware. Thou art found and also caught, because thou hast striven against the Lord. And it's the same thing today, all right, for Babylon the Great, for America, all right, for Esau, Edom, as he used America as that golden cup, all right. Esau filled that golden cup by using America as his hammer, as one of his tools to rape, rob, and murder throughout the four corners of the earth with his blessing, all right, the sword. Verse 25, the Lord hath opened his armory and have brought forth the weapons of his indignation. For this is the work of the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, of hosts in the land of the Chaldeans. You know, so the Lord created the smith that bloweth the coals. You know, he led this devil to have this mind to split the atom and to dig his own grave towards nuclear destruction. For the Lord to put it in their hearts, their minds, to denuclearize the earth, ultimately. But again, the Lord hate Esau, and Esau got his judgment coming, man. He's caught already, man. It's just only a matter of time. But Shalom, Habathan, DTA, to the next one.